Hey, welcome back to our homestead here at Swan Branch Farm. It's a beautiful sunny Monday morning and I'm getting ready to pour concrete. So let's get going on this. It's taken me probably about an hour to get everything set up, and I still got to move some concrete bags to get them closer. But let's go ahead and get started. I've got 32 bags of concrete to unload, and I'm going to try to space them where they'll be used, which is about every 1 foot. So I'll probably stack every 2 or 3 feet. I'll stack 2 or 3, and then I can be able to put those in the hopper. I think I'm already worn out before I started. I just unloaded these 32 bags. That's 1,600 pounds. That's a ton and a half plus 100 pounds. Yeah, that's hard work no matter what you do when you're, lifting 50-pound bags, and now I got to lift each one up into this hopper. Let the fun begin. This is the Quikrete that I'm using. It's a 50-pound bag, and I think it's pretty cool. Somewhere on here it says, oh yeah, right here, look at this. Easy to handle. That means it's easier to handle than an 80-pound bag, but it's still 50 pounds every time. All I have to do on this is just add the correct water as I'm mixing it through the mud mixer, and it's ready to go. It's got sand, gravel, and the Portland cement inside it, and this ends up being high strength concrete. I think it is, yeah. So it's 4,000 psi concrete. And let's see, there was something else. Oh yeah, each bag will do 1 square foot if it's 4 inches thick. So since my trench or my form is only 1 foot wide, I know one bag does 1 foot. So that's a pretty easy way to calculate it. Well, I've ran into a problem already. I turned the water on and I was getting ready to test everything out. And unfortunately, let me show you. This hose has busted from the back of the solenoid, that the valve that turns the water on and off when you turn it on. So I'm out of business here. I already have a couple bags of concrete in the top, and I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do next. I've already started unhooking the water. This is just a spray hose next to the mud mixer. I'm going to go ahead and unhook this, and I think I'm going to have to manually spray in the auger right here to be able to get all of the concrete out of the hopper. That's the first step. And then I think I will be mixing this by hand in the wheelbarrow. It's going to take a little bit longer, but I have to get it done today. Well, I took this spray nozzle off of the end of the mud mixer hose, and I put it on the end of my water hose, and wouldn't you know, it's busted. Somewhere right in this control here, there must have been a little bit of water left, and it's frozen and just busted, and water's just coming out all over. I know that I had shaken this and got all the water that I could out of it, but I know when it gets down to 10 degrees and less, it ends up causing problems everywhere. Last night's low was 11 degrees, and this was actually in the what we call the basement, so it never got below freezing in there. Maybe it got below freezing outside before I put it in there a few weeks ago, but anyway, let's come up with another plan. Well, I've got some of it done. I've already actually ran all the first 3 bags through here, and I've added 4 more bags and almost used all of that. So I'm at 8 bags, and what I've done is I've got this watering wand hooked up, and I'm just putting it back in here in the back where the nozzles would normally do it. But it really is tough to try to keep the water consistent and it coming out like concrete. Right now it's just coming out like water. So I've been pushing a lot of the water along the form, and all I can do is just keep doing this. It actually beats mixing it by hand in the wheelbarrow, so we'll see how long I can keep this up. concrete. So time to add some more bags of concrete. I'll go ahead and add 4 bags again because that gives me the opportunity to be able to pour a little bit longer before I have to add it again. That's what 4 bags looks like. Too much water. I'd say when I'm finished, I'll be able to get it right. Like right now, I should have already been watering. Now it's dry. Scoop it back this way. If any of it comes through out of the chute, if it comes through dry, there's plenty enough water in here to mix it up. I hope this will work. Wow, that's really wet. So what I've ended up trying to do is I actually took a few little small shovelfuls of dry concrete mix out of the top of the hopper, and I've just spread it along this really wet part. I know this is definitely not the way I'm supposed to be doing it, but I'm trying to make the best of what I've got. And it's actually working pretty good. It's soaking up a lot of this water, which concrete will anyway. But you know, this right here is, I'd love to have it that consistency coming out, or maybe just a little bit wetter than this. But if I mix it together good here, I think it's going to work out good. Okay, I think I'm going to end up having to pull the rest of this, what's in the hopper, as it comes out. I'm going to have to pull it over here, and then I'm going to have to move the mud mixer down, because I have to be right at where the nozzles would be ordinarily. I have to stand right here, so it's really hard to pivot and do it any other way. Well, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. I have worked really hard on getting this done today, just making it work with what I have. And I'm all the way to about right here. Let me show you the sunset. That's bad news right now. I've only got maybe 15 minutes of light left, and it's going to get cold tonight. So I'm going to have to cover all of this. I still haven't even, I've just put a float on it a little bit. I still got to put the edge on the broom finish. I guess I'll be doing that after dark. But I've still got, 5 bags of concrete there. I've got about a bag in the hopper. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this amount more. I just put in this board right here. And I'm going to pour to that. That means I'll have that little short section left. I think that's about 6 feet. But I guess maybe I'll just try to get it tomorrow. I'm just going to show you what it looks like in the morning. Well, it's the next morning and I've uncovered what concrete I poured last night. I ended up covering it with a tarp because we ended up getting rain last night and I wasn't sure what the temperature was going to be like either. So I wanted to make sure that it, maybe stayed a little bit warmer. It's not quite the finish that I wanted. The edge looks good. The broom finish looks very similar to the previous one right here. But as you go farther over this way, the concrete was still just a little bit too wet. And it maybe looks a little more like pebbly on the top. But no worries, that'll be just fine for what our use is. So instead of trying to get the mud mixer up and going, I'm just gonna mix these last 6 or 7 bags in the wheelbarrow, and that way I can maybe use exactly the number of bags that I need. The first thing I need to do is remove this board, this stop board that I had put in to be able to end last night. First thing I'm gonna do is just give it a light tap with a hammer. And then I'm gonna see if I can unscrew the ends. This is still a little bit wet. Maybe it's not wet. It's still curing down here on the side though. Well, this is how far 6 bags went. I still got to put a little bit more in this to fill it up to the top of the forms. So I mixed up a 7th bag. Thankfully, I had 2 extra bags. After this, I'll only have 1, but I'm gonna go ahead and put shovelfuls in this to fill it up. I think I may have put too much in it. But the good thing is I can just shovel some off, put it back in the wheelbarrow, and then I'll find another place for it. I think that's pretty close to being done. Do it one more time. I guess part of the experience with this is knowing when to stop. And with that, I think I'm going to stop. I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it, but I've been starting from this side going that way because I know I'll end up putting an edge on this. And if there's any reason why, looks like some of this, the concrete is just a little bit below the form, I'll push some of that over there. Well, I finished up the rest of the pour. I got the edge on it and the broom finish, and I think it looks just fine. At least this one side is completed, and now all I have to do is move on to the other side. And as soon as I get that side done, we can let the carport installers and the manufacturer and the installers know that we're ready for it. And then the timeline on that is about 3 weeks. So we're making progress. Hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up to support us. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time here at Swan Branch.